Sheep May Safely Graze from Bach's birthday cantata. So, originally written as a cantata for voice and orchestral accompaniment, this has been arranged by Egon Petri. So I expect that this piece will be very popular in Christmas time. Alrighty, so as normal, I'll begin by playing through the first 15 seconds or so of the music. Then I'll start from the top, and we'll go through it bar by bar, and I'll show you how you can learn it yourself. So let's get to it then. This is what the music starts with. Sheep may safely graze. That's where the voices come in. So we'll begin with the left hand. Let's get the easy stuff out of the way. The left hand is really your meter here. Every bar will be, for the most part, with very few exceptions, the left hand will be just a slew of eighth notes. So this is what's keeping the beat and really regulating the right hand. You'll see what I mean as we move through this piece. We'll begin with the left hand then. Our first bar, octave B flat. We are in B flat major, common time, 4/4 time, meaning 4 beats per bar. And if we're playing eighth notes in the left hand, that means we have 8 eighth notes per bar. Either an octave or a chord. Let's call them 8 events per bar. I should also say that I'll begin with this on YouTube, but the full series, from beginning to end, is to be found on my library of stuff. So, let's jump into it then, shall we? We begin with 4 octave B flats. Be limber and loose in your wrist as you play them. Don't tighten up, ever, really. Next, 5 and 2 twice. And then 3 and 5 twice. And that's the whole of the first bar. All eighths. With counts, that would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and pedal point B flat all the way through, including into the next bar, which is as follows: 5/4/1. We have what amounts to a dominant 7, F dominant 7, but pedal point B flat down below. Got 4 of these. Followed by 5/2/1, and then 4 of those. And that's your second bar. Play them all the way through, stitched up and with counts. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... There's your left. What you'll notice also is I'm doing a little bit of work in trying to voice the top of the octave and then the top of this chord and this, right? I think this one should be brought out a little bit more. And then the B flat down below, the pedal point B flat, that's sort of like your wallpaper, your harmonic wallpaper that's always in the background. So bring the top notes of the left hand out a little bit. All right, that's your left. Now the right hand. So first of all, know that the right hand here, you probably know this music, you've heard it in its original form, but those of you who haven't, you should know that this is written for flutes. So there's a real light-hearted charm to this. And you should always, whenever playing some kind of arrangement of a piece that's written for, in this case, a cantata or something orchestral, know what instruments play the various section of the music so that you can sort of imagine and impart some of that aesthetic to your playing, right? So in the right hand, we'll begin. We're again in B flat major, 3 and 2 to start. Then 3 and 2 again, followed by 2 and 1. Like that. One small detail that might be nice to incorporate into your playing is when you do the little fast version from here to here, try and connect the 3 to the next 2 notes. So that'll mean lifting the second finger, holding the third finger down, and then connecting that third finger to 2 and 1. That serves to create a little bridge, a little legato, a little slur between that, between those 2 thirds, and it creates a better line altogether. It sounds smoother. Otherwise, it might sound too jagged. It might sound too staccato. Moving on, the next beat is exactly the same. Moving on. Two, 3. Lift to 2. Connect the 3 to 4, 2. 4, 2 again. Lift it all and connect and play 5 and 4. And that's the end of your first bar. That's what you're after. With the counts, that'll be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So when you put that together, you really just have a couple moments where the hands don't play together. Together. Together, right, together, together, right, together, and then everything else aligns. Together, together, together. And there's your first bar. Here's what I might recommend for the pedaling. Start with the pedal down. And then change. Change. And there you have it. These little details of where to hold and where to connect, everything I mentioned so far, they're quite important in the beginning, because if you learn them now, you'll keep it into the piece, right? This is a motif, and the motif will keep coming back, and every time it does, it'll require that you employ the same technique. So learning it now and learning it clearly and cleanly now in the opening couple bars will do a lot of work, a lot of legwork for what's to come in the future, in the following bars. All right, that's pretty good. And then little by little, you'll speed it up. Moving on. All right. Same exact motifs, rhythmic motifs, but now we're in the dominant. So that'll be coming from here, arrive at the start of the next bar with 3 and 2. So we begin with 3 and 2, and then the same notes, lift the second, connect to 2 and 1, lift the second, connect back up to 3 and 2, and then it repeats. Just notice what I'm holding and what I'm not. Lift, lift, next, 3 and 2, 5, 3, switch up, 4, 1, connect both, to 5 and 2. With counts, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and always keeping the top note of the bunch, the melodic line, a little bit louder than the stuff below it. So same kind of arrangement between the hands. Basically everything aligns except for those quick little. That is the right hand alone. Watch. Together, together, right, together, together, right, together, and then everything else is together. And there you have it. That's both the hands taken care of. Let's stitch it up very slowly with the counts. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and next 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we'll move along. And then that famous little bit. Very charming. So I'll continue in the next part of the tutorial. Join me over there. Let's continue forward. See you in just a moment.